Hi everyone, Yasas, que kalos irtate to another episode of Dimitra's Dishes. Today I have another sheet pan recipe for you for your busy weeknights. It's quick, easy, and it's so flavorful. We're going to be making sheet pan steak gyros that are simple and full of flavor, super easy to make as always. Let's get started. Okay, so we're going to begin with flap steak. So this is flap steak. I usually find it at my local supermarket and I love it because it's a little bit less expensive than a ribeye. You can definitely use ribeye for this. You would just have to adjust the cooking time because ribeye tends to be a little bit thicker than this. This is thin, it's marbled really well, and it will also stay juicy, and it cooks so quickly. So if it's not already cut up into smaller portions, you could just cut it so that way it's in 3 or 4 large portions. This is 3 pounds. You can use the same recipe for about 2 pounds and add a little more seasoning if it's needed. The marinade is so simple. I find that with steak, the simpler the marinade is, the better. I have tried adding more herbs in and more seasonings and things like that, and it doesn't taste as good as when the steak is just simply seasoned just well. So I just take some grated garlic, about 4 or 5 cloves, and put them in the bowl. We're just gonna add some olive oil and red wine vinegar. That's it. Mix it all together and pour it over the steak. Toss everything all together so that way the steak is completely coated in the marinade. And then we're just gonna season both sides of the steak with salt and freshly cracked black pepper in the same pan that it's gonna get cooked in. So no mess, no fuss. I like to clean out the marinade with the meat just to make sure I get all of it out of the bowl. This is all gonna go in an even layer in the baking tray. And then the only other thing I add to this is some thinly sliced bell pepper and some thinly sliced onion. You can add more veggies to this if you like. Just keep in mind that veggies do release water and you don't want this to become too watery. You can cook veggies, as a matter of fact, in a separate pan if you want this to be less juicy or less watery. The oven is set to the broiler setting, and I'm gonna cook this for 6 to 7 minutes on each side. Flip it over halfway through. If you are making this to meal prep, then undercook it, because when you reheat the steak, you don't want it to overcook and become dry. So if you're making it for like meal prep, you would cook the steak for 4 or 5 minutes on each side and under the broiler, and that should be good enough. The steak will be about a medium to medium well. So you can just keep an eye on it and cook it accordingly to your liking. Once it comes out, let it sit and rest, and you can top it with some finely chopped parsley, slice it up, and then I like to serve this over a pita. Spread some tzatziki sauce over the pita. Tzatziki sauce is on my blog. I use it for so many recipes. Just spread the tzatziki over the warm pita. If you have French fries ready, or if you want to make some oven-baked fries, those go really well in here. Then the steak goes on top with those vegetables, and I love to add pepperoncini peppers to this for a little bit of a briny kick. You can add feta to it, finely chopped arugula or your favorite salad greens. Wrap it up and enjoy it. It's so delicious and so simple and easy to make. It's ready to serve. The steak gyros are ready, and this is ready in well under an hour. So you can make some Mediterranean rice pilaf with this, with either Orzo pasta or chickpeas. I've done it in previous videos too, so I'll share the recipe on the blog post and underneath in the description box. Or you can serve these in wraps like a gyro with some pita, fresh tzatziki sauce, French fries like we do in Greece. We always put French fries in our gyros, and I know that can be debated because some people don't like them, but it's not a gyro if there aren't French fries in it for me. So I hope you guys give this recipe a try. The steak cooks in under 15 minutes. You really can't beat it. And it's perfect for meal prep because you can make a huge batch of this and leave it in the fridge and just take it out as you need it. As I said before when we were making the recipe, if you're making it for meal prep and you're going to be reheating the meat later on, definitely undercook it so that way when you reheat it, the beef doesn't dry out. It has so much flavor, and again, the marinade was really simple with some garlic, olive oil, and red wine vinegar. You got the herbs in there for a little kick of freshness, but the whole thing is simple and delicious, as is all Greek and Mediterranean food. You can print this one out on the website, dimitrasdishes.com. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I'll see you all next time. Yasas.